Show. It's the Real Chat Daddy Show. It's the Real Chat Daddy Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. Say happy Wednesday and welcome to the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be here with you guys on a actually beautiful Wednesday here in Chicago. It seems as if spring is ready to rear its beautiful head. We are so excited for warmer weather. I guess it's going to be warmer next week. Little rain the rest of this week. Clouds cool, but next week it should be really good. Well, tonight we have a wonderful show planned. It is Mother's Day weekend 2022, and tonight we're paying homage and tributes to mothers. And so we'll talk to a humanitarian turned author to talk about a book she wrote after the passing of her mother and how this is to inspire other people to move forward. And so it is wedding season. People are getting married. Weddings are very expensive. There's a group of ladies out of Los Angeles who will be joining us tonight, and they asked the question, so you want to get married, huh? I know. Speaking of, our co-host, my dear friend, that was a surprise guest for tonight. I figured you need to kiki with some women. After Monday night, you need to kiki with some women about the marriage thing. So that's why I did a bonus guest tonight, or guest, I should say. How are you, my dear?
Hello, Chad, and good evening to our listening audience tonight. I'm doing fine. It happened, it's always good, y'all, when I can see my big brother. And even though it was a solemn occasion yesterday, we could not be remiss if we did not send again prayers go out to the family of the beautiful, our icon, our mother, our just everything. She was the queen.
Yes, she was.
Miss Mary D. We attended her memorial yesterday, and it was beautiful. It was everything that we expected. For it to be. Interestingly enough, it was raining here yesterday in Chicago, and we were viewing the program, and they took an excerpt of her book, and the first lines talk about it's a rainy day. There was Art and I both looked at each other saying, did our mom did she prophesize this?
She had to.
Believe when I saw that, I was like, okay, I knew Mary was always intuitive because we have many stories of Mary, but I can tell you personally, when I had the opportunity to interview her when I was married, after the interview, I told this to Art. I said, I felt in my spirit, I said, my marriage was not going to last. And literally after the interview, we both looked at one another as if she was telling me, you're right. She was confirming, but we just kind of had that look to each other. And as I said, it was just a beautiful service. Our prayers go out to Toya, her son, her grandchildren, her nieces, nephews, siblings, the rest of Chicago. We truly have lost someone, but I'm knowing Mary, she is going to always be around, and she's just going to do her thing. It's just going to be in a different platform.
Absolutely.
So, Mary, we love you, we bless you, and we truly appreciate that you came this way.
Absolutely. I've always been a fan of Mary D's. She came from an era of where women were classy, did classy things. When you think about it, Mary D's best friend was Nancy Wilson.
Yes.
And other Black socialite women here in Chicago, women that were suited and booted every time they left the house. They did not leave the house with a bonnet and pajama pants. No, these ladies were suited and booted every time.
And if she saw you, she would not get mad, but she would do it in her own merry way to let you know, don't do that shit again. How about that?
Yes, yes, you're absolutely right. So, and to know her personally is just
Yes,
even more of a bonus and treat. And I think
absolutely.
that's why so many people who came out, the people that did come out in that torrential rain yesterday
Mhm.
really loved and knew the essence of Mary. So it was really one of the most beautiful services ever. I was talking to someone for upcoming, we'll talk about that in a little bit, radio appearance. Mary D overcame so many
Yes,
obstacles,
she did.
so many. If you guys don't know who she is, please Google her.
Yeah.
Merri. Her last name is Dee,
Mhm.
and she is really a trailblazer. Really, she is
She
first
is.
Black woman to deliver the news in Chicago, the third largest market. 10 o'clock
Yes.
news, lottery lady. Half of
Yes.
y'all wouldn't have no damn money if it wasn't for Mary D and them Joan Crawford dresses. Split that
Okay.
lottery ball. Winning that lottery ball. Y'all right. Half of y'all, you wouldn't what, half of
But
y'all should have
but
been
we
there
all
for some
but we
money. Right.
all look forward to seeing Mary twice
Yes.
a day, in the morning and
Yes.
the evening, to play
That's
those
right.
numbers. But not only that, she
Yeah.
was a philanthropist. She was the
Yes.
president of the AARP.
Right.
Before she officially retired. I don't think Mary really ever retired. She just
No,
wanted to do something
no,
different. That's
no.
all.
Yeah, no. Beautiful service for a beautiful
Yes.
lady. Mary,
Amen.
we love you. We will
Yes.
always remember you. And it's just ironic. The two of us both had personal stories of Mary. And so that's
Yes.
just incredible. It really is. All right. Well, Kay Renee, we got to get this party started tonight. It
Yes.
is Mother's Day weekend
Yes, it is.
2022. And we're going to actually talk about things that you could do to remember your mother. If your mother's not here, we're both in that club of, the No Mom Anymore club. I know several people who have just joined the club recently, and
Yes.
it's never an easy situation. And so
Mhm.
I figured you and I could probably come up with 3 things that you personally would tell people about how to get through the death of your mother.
Yeah. I think, the initial shock, of course, when it first happens, I mean, you think about it, to give example about with Mary, even though she left us in March, Mother's Day is coming up. We just had her memorial. I'm going to be thinking of Toya and her son. But
Mhm.
the thing about, when you honor your mom, it's like you're honoring yourself. I
Right.
remember, like, for me, instance, it's always challenging for Mother's Day, but when my mother transitioned, she transitioned on Christmas. So
Uh,
you to add
uh,
that on
uh,
to the mix, right?
oh
But
my God.
when this happened, I mean, I was prepared, but I wasn't prepared.
Right.
But knowing my mom, she always taught me about death it's a transition.
Hmm.
So, the one thing that I did do before she transitioned, and I created a legacy book of my mom. And I
Oh,
did
very
it
good.
before she transitioned. I did it on her last birthday. And
Wow.
what I had done with that is I put together just tributes of people
Hmm.
far and near. I have
Hmm.
photos, and you need to see it. It's just people like, how did you put all this together?
Right.
You know me, I put it together and get it done. But now that not only my mother, but both of my parents, I did it on my father too.
Right.
I can always refer to that. And, ladies and gents, let's be real here. You're going to cry. It's
Oh,
okay to
absolutely.
cry.
Absolutely.
Let's be clear
Absolutely.
on that. There
Right.
are going to be moments where you're going to think about your mom, and loving moments. Sometimes you may be thinking about your mom in a not so loving moment. That's
Right.
okay too.
Right.
That's why God gives us tear ducts so we can cry. But
Oh, wow. That's
that's
beautiful.
it's true. But
It's beautiful.
here's the bottom line. When you get to that moment, if you have a photo, of your mom, just say, Mommy, I love you. I bless you. I know you're with me. And I guarantee you, ladies and gents, because I can't speak for Art, but I can speak for Kay Renee. In the early, when my mom first transitioned, and it was just really hard for me because at the time my father was still alive, my maternal uncle was her younger brother was still alive. So I was still in more survival mode to take care of them. Now that all of them are gone, I had a chance to really get still.
Hmm.
I just said, Mommy, whenever you come, you come. And she's come to me in dreams, Art, since her transition.
Wow.
There are times in this house, I would see something, I do a turnaround, like, okay, Mommy, I know you're here. And it just gives me comfort to know that she is with me. And,
Hmm.
as I said, even when I've cried and boohooed and literally boohooed, I would get in my bed. I would just feel just such a peace. And
Right.
that's why I know her presence is with me. So,
Yeah.
I will tell you, if you're able, if you have the gift of gab or the gift of writing, write a letter.
That's
Write
right.
a letter to
Yep.
your mom.
Yep. Yep.
And
Wow.
when you if you're very a social media maven, it's okay to post something positive about your mom, because that means that she did right by you and you're doing right by her and the
I love it.
legacy that she has left you.
I love it. That look, round of applause. Look, everybody, that great job. That was well said.
Thank you.
K. Renee handled things from the heart. I'm gonna handle other things for you guys. So here's the deal: if your mother is a foodie, order her favorite foods from different restaurants. The
Yeah.
weather should be somewhat decent this Mother's Day. And since we are still in the pandemic and they're now talking about wearing masks again, all this craziness, do a picnic with the family, or maybe an indoor type of situation with good ventilation, all of that, and get some of her favorite foods. For mothers that might want a massage, of course, you don't want to get her a massage on Mother's Day, but get her some gift certificates for massages, manicures, pedicures. That season is here now. The ladies like to wear their feet out this time of year. Some dudes too. Me too. Right, me too. So you could do that. And then here's the deal: if you don't have the ends to buy your mom a gift, do something from the heart. Do something that she may have been asking you to do for quite a while. Maybe she might need a basement cleaned out. Whatever the case may be, you should be able to do something to give from your heart, because once you lose your mother, you'll never get another.
And it's funny you mentioned that, and I want to add this on too, for those whose mothers are now in a different space. If she had a favorite song, listen to that. If she had a favorite movie, if you can, rent that. It just gives that memory and that this inner peace that she's always with you. My mom was just even though this is also still Teacher Appreciation Week, she was my first teacher.
That's right. Thank you to our administrators.
Right. Kudos to all them principals, administrators, all the teachers.
Thank you. Even the janitors. We're gonna thank the janitors too. Thank you,
that's right.
People. Right.
Okay, gotta thank them.
Cafeteria lady, we love you too.
Yeah. Oh God, yes. Some butter cookies. Yes. But I mean, there's something that you can do. And even, we think about our dear friend, our New Thought Griot, Miss Tammy Gibson. And it's okay if you want to go by her final resting place.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that.
Because Go decorate the grave.
Exactly. Put some her favorite flowers, and you can just kind of have that conversation. There's no right or wrong way, ladies and gents. It's just your way, and how you're able to just let go, let God, and just love your mom. Now it's just in a different space.
All right. Well, honey, we're going to have to pass a collection plate around. You preached a good little sermon there. You did.
And that wasn't me. I think that was God, and also my beautiful mother speaking through me. So.
Oh my God. All right. Well, you did a doggone good job on that. Well, as you guys all know, we're a health and wellness show. And each and every night when we come on, we try to give you the latest update on COVID-19. As you guys all know, this show was started 2 years ago at the beginning of the pandemic. Yes. Here we are 2 years later, and we are still able to deliver you updated information about COVID-19 because it really has not gone away. Let me give you guys the latest numbers here in the state of Illinois. It has been reported that 5,748 new COVID cases have happened in the last 24 hours, or as of Wednesday. 14 additional fatalities. The last time we were on the air Monday night, I think we had 0 fatalities.
That's right.
So there we go. There has been at least 3,157,458 total cases of COVID, and that includes 33,643 related deaths here in the state of Illinois since the beginning of the pandemic. As of Tuesday night, 820 patients in Illinois reported to be in the hospital battling COVID-19. Of those patients, 87 are in the ICU, 22 are on ventilators, and the Illinois Department of Public Health reported a 25% increase in beds across the state. 25% of the ICU beds in the state are now available or are available. So here's the question. Could Chicago soon be like the surrounding counties? You know, a lot of these suburban places, they're at the medium risk rate, which next step is high risk rate.
I know.
So that means COVID is creeping back up. I think Chicago, look, people were out there buck wild today. Every time they get above 40 degrees, people out there buck wild. So I see us being hit really hard again. And then don't keep in mind, allergies are really bad right now. Allergies are really bad. I've been horrible time, congested, all of that.
Well, you know, Dr. Allison Arwady, who is our Chicago director of public health, she mentioned this yesterday that Chicago may soon be getting into that medium risk phase. So, you know, even though like we were out yesterday, we had on our masks, we had no choice for our masks.
Yes, we did.
So,
right.
I don't know what's wrong with these people, but you know, you do what you want to do. You know, God gives us choices. You choose other one. It's up to you. But we, as what we say on this show, Big Brother, we wear our mask until June-November 2025.
November of 2025. We have no idea when June-November is. It is a month we created here on this show. We're in hopes that this month will be added to the calendars around the world, June-November 2025, so that we can end this pandemic. Because and look, I like mine. See here, white. I love mine. See, yes. You can have your little sippy and still stay safe. I love it. I do. Okay. Right. Get you a little sugar. You be like, you got COVID? No. Okay. So wear your mask for June-November of 2025. Yes.
That's right.
Okay? That's what we say on this show. All right. Okay, Renee, let's see. What else do we have to talk about? Oh, my Lord. Clutch my pearls.
What?
Dave Chappelle was attacked on stage last night by a man who just up and ran up on the stage and tackled the comedian. This was during a performance at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles. And there was even video footage of it. You know, security officers intervened, of course, and you know, went after this guy. But that is dangerous. And from what I've seen, I guess he had a gun.
And a knife.
And a knife. Right. And then I see where whoever got to him, they whooped him. Have you seen the pictures?
I saw. That's all I needed to see.
Look, I bet you he won't pull that one no more.
You know, here's the deal, which is really bad. Ever since Oscar weekend, when he's Academy Award winning actor. We're not going to take away from him. We're not.
We're not. Right. We're not. Yes.
When he got up on stage and smacked a comedian named Chris Rock.
Yep.
I guess everybody feels that, we could do this to any comedian. No. And I just have no words.
I don't either because it's the craziest thing ever. I feel so bad for him. Now all of these comedians need to stay on full tilt when it comes to these things. You know, comedians like to joke, make fun of people, all of that. And it just would just be horrible because this is now, you're right, that gave people permission to get up and do whatever they want. And we're living in a world where everybody's on edge. So yes, that makes sense.
And I think, again, we've said this before, and we're going to say it again. People who've contracted COVID-19, it has done something to a person mentally where they just go totally unhinged. And I don't know what the resolution from that can be. I just don't know.
Right. I don't either. So we'll see. All right. Let's see what else we need to talk about tonight.
Well, May is National Stroke Awareness Month.
Oh, it is. Yes.
And did you know, according to the American Heart Association, someone in the United States has a stroke every 40 seconds, accounting for 1 in 19 deaths. Yes. And this is very, unfortunately, near and dear to my heart because my late mother she suffered 2 strokes. My Nana, my maternal grandmother, suffered a stroke. And then my great aunt had suffered the stroke. So before we get started, this is a announcement. If you have a stroke, or if you're witnessing a stroke, keep the word or the acronym FAST. You notice facial drooping. If there's any weakness in your arm, that's the A. Speech difficulties, that's the S. And then time. If you see all these different symptoms, you call 911. So please, just be aware of if someone, because it can happen at any given time. And if you don't go to the hospital immediately to take care of it, you could die.
I couldn't agree with you more. I really couldn't. That was excellent advice. Excellent advice. And with you coming from a background like that, I'm sure you're always worried about, could that happen to you? So you just got to be careful. And the sad part is I have all those symptoms every day, but I never thought it was a stroke, so right.
You just have to be mindful, because unfortunately, stroke is the leading cause of death and serious disability nationwide around the world. Mm-hmm. So as this is National Stroke Awareness Month, please be mindful. You can go to the American Heart Association to look up more information, the National Stroke Association. But if you happen to witness someone or even yourself, just know the acronym FAST.
FAST. Okay. All right, very good. Wonderful. What else do we have tonight before we welcome our first guest?
We got some transitions, unfortunately.
Oh boy. Who passed?
Do you remember David Burney? He used to be married to Meredith Baxter Burney.
Oh yeah.
He unfortunately made his transition over the weekend at the age of 83. Remember, Bridget Loves Bernie? That was the show
Bridget
that
Loves
he was
Bernie.
part of.
I remember
he was married to Meredith Baxter Burney. For those who don't know who she is, Family Ties. She played Elise.
The mom.
She played the mom, Michael J. Fox's
Elise Keaton, right?
Keaton. That's right.
Elise Keaton.
So they were married for, I think, 15 years, and when they got divorced, it was a hoopla, because she accused him of domestic violence, and so unfortunately, David Burney is now with the ancestors at the age of 83 due to Alzheimer's.
Oh God, that's so sad. That is really sad, right? Wow. Okay. What else we got? Anything else we need to talk about?
I'm thinking here. Well, let's see. I'm looking through my news bin and see what we got here.
All right, let me see.
Oh, the Met Gala. We didn't talk about that.
Oh, I thought we did. Oh, because it came on Monday night. That's right.
Exactly. That's right. And who was your favorite person that dressed like the most fabulous?
Okay, so let me go back and look through my pictures. Thank God I haven't deleted my pictures yet. Wait a minute. So I thought, what's my girl Cardi B?
Okay.
I thought she looked amazing in that gold bedazzled dress. Keep in mind, you guys, the theme was the 1800s, regal, so a lot of velvet, a lot of feathers, metals, things like that from the golden days. I thought she looked absolutely wonderful in that dress. Actually, I have to give Lizzo credit, even though what she had on was very much Lizzo. I felt she had a nice amount of clothes on, but that over robe she had on was just fabulous. That robe, I would love it. Because it's just amazing. So I got to give her credit, and her face is always beat. So shout out to her. And then I got to give Lenny Kravitz credit as a man. Lenny Kravitz came in dressed as a Native American, but he did it as Lenny Kravitz. He had on leather pants, a black corset, a lace top. You know, Lenny Kravitz give you just so much sex appeal and oozing, and you just go, okay, Lenny. You know, he's like Prince. He's like what Prince was, you know?
He can be butt naked and still look good. That's all I got to say.
I know. Oh, and we do want to shout out Rihanna. Rihanna does get the top prize because she could not be at the Met Gala. She had a marble statue made of her in her famous pregnancy pose, and it was in the hallway of the Met Gala. So she stole the show. She really.
as much as I think she's controversial, Kim Kardashian in vintage with
Yes,
the Marilyn Monroe dress, and I heard she had to lose 16 pounds to get
she
in that
did. She
dress.
did. And she had Spanx on from her head to her toe.
From the rooter to the tutor.
From the
She
rooter
had,
to the toe, she had
but
Spanx
she
on.
looked, but guess who looked nice as well?
I know. Pete
Former,
Davidson. Oh,
no, former
oh.
Secretary of State, former First Lady, Hillary Clinton, who had a beautiful mahogany organza dress by Altuzura. She looked stately.
She did. She did. But I don't know if her stately matched the theme of the evening.
No, it did not. But she
Okay.
looked
Right.
presentable. She looked
Right.
her age. So
Okay.
I did like that.
Okay. Did you? Okay. Because right. That's one of them. She had on one of them safe mother dresses. You know what I'm saying? Right.
It became her, and it was appropriate. You know, I saw Dakota Johnson and Gucci. You know, Dakota of 50 Shades of Grey fame.
Right.
Was a little bit different for her because after 50 Shades of Grey, she could say I can wear what the hell I want to wear and still look good. So I wasn't expecting this black and white fringe, jumpsuit, but I said, all right, Dakota, go ahead. And I love Miss Kerry Washington. Kerry was whatever she put on is always fabulous.
Right.
So
yes, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more on that. Okay. Very good. Who else you need to talk about?
Well, with the Met, let's see. I'm looking through the photos now. Cynthia Erivo, it was different. That turban, she was wearing Louis Vuitton. Yeah, that was different. Honestly, she didn't need the turban. I think the turban took away from the dress. That's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But some of these Kendall Jenner, who looked good in Prada, just a beautiful black dress, it just kind of expanded. So it was. I was surprised because the Jenner family, the Jenner / Kardashians, they just go buck wild and dangerous. So
they do. They really
know.
do. Yeah. No, you don't. Yes.
But
and
overall,
I did want to get back to Pete Davidson. He really did clean up well. He looked great.
He
looked really good.
I said this to you, big brother. This is one of my bucket list items, and I want you to be my +1. Okay. We are going to the Met Gala.
Okay. I'm ready.
I didn't say when. I just said we're going.
All right. Look, I bet you I got something in my closet to match whatever the theme is.
I bet you do.
I bet you I do. Okay. All right. Well, very good. We will definitely go to the Met Gala if you ever get that invite. Yes. Look, if I get the invite, I have to take you.
And speaking of the Met Gala, guess what happened? Somebody proposed.
Really? I didn't know that. Who did?
Well, let me get the news report here. It seems like, let's see.
Oh, shout out to MJ Rodriguez and Janelle Monáe. They did look good.
They did look good.
They look great. Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Miss Lori Cumbo, the lucky lady, was caught off guard. And I guess her and her fiance had been talking about getting married, but apparently her partner, Bobby Diga Olicia, he finally proposed. Now, Lori is the New York Department of Cultural Affairs commissioner.
Oh,
so
really?
That's why she was at the Met Gala. She could afford to be at the Met Gala.
Oh,
she had to look up for the Met Gala. But yes, they both look very presentable, and he proposed to her on the red carpet while they were going up the stairs. I thought that was cute.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Okay. Well, I got some great news for all of you Barbie fans. Are you a fan of Barbie? Did you grow up with the Barbie? Since this is Mother's Day weekend, I thought I'd talk about a childhood toy that I think every little girl, I don't care what race she is or was or whatever the case may be, Barbie was a part of that.
Yes.
Well, opening up in Toronto this coming May, well, the month we're in now, is the World of Barbie. And it is a life-size replica of living in Barbie's dream house. Mm-hmm. And so you'll get a chance to go inside the dream house, take selfies, take your children in there, have a run back down memory lane, nostalgia type of situation. Of course, there'll be a Barbie cafe, of course, a Barbie gift shop. The reboots of all of these old shows and things like that, they're pop-ups now because they know everybody is selfie driven. Everybody wants to have that ultimate social media experience. They're doing the Bridgerton pop-up here in Chicago. And I cannot wait to go to that. I know it's fabulous. So that's why they're doing this. So if any of you all are interested, the Barbie experience is coming to the United States. It will make its way to New York, Chicago, Houston, Los Angeles, and that's after they do Toronto. So they'll be coming to a city near you.
Well, I did have a Barbie dream house, so I definitely will like to see it live and in Technicolor.
Okay, very good. Well, I would love that. Right. I wonder if they're going to have a slide like she used to have and, you know, all of that. Right. I'm sure.
I had the car, I had all that.
Yes. I'm trying to remember who was the first Black Barbie friend. And
I had her too, but I can't remember her name.
G.I. Joe ended up getting a man friend too.
I know.
He got an African American man friend. I'm sure somebody will tell us on the show. I'm sure they will. Yes. Yes.
But then on a serious note, before we get started with our guest, you know what happened a few days ago where there was a leak about Roe v. Wade. And I'm going to tell you.
Yes.
The possibility is going to be overturned. And I'm going to say this. Someone in our social media circle, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to say his name.
Right.
But he posted, until a man has a uterus, stay the F away. Because to me as a woman, no man going to tell me what to do with my body. Period.
Right.
And this, the leak that the Supreme Court Justice wrote his opinion, this came out. Who does that? So I hope they find the SOB, whether it's male or female, that leaked this. Because if they do, they have no career and they don't deserve a career.
Right.
Period.
Right.
I'm
so
just
glad.
Really tired of this because to me, a man should not have control of a woman's reproductive rights. Period.
Right. Yes. I was going to asked you about that, and I know it's a very sensitive matter for a lot of women and people right now, but I'm glad you brought it up and we were able to discuss it tonight, and I'm hoping for a better outcome of all of this, because it's just a mess, and that's all I can say about this entire situation. Our country is just in a mess all the time, and I was shocked when that news broke the other day.
I couldn't believe it. And I'm sure all the justices, they know who did this. They trying to keep it quiet, but you won't be able to keep it quiet for too long. And again, if it's overturned, I guarantee you're going to see a plethora of women saying, you know what? We're going to show you better. We can tell you we go into the polls to vote your asses out.
Absolutely.
So until a man has a uterus, stay the F out of my body. Period. It's a woman's right to do what she needs to do. That has always been my opinion, and that is the opinion I'm going to leave with now.
All right. Now, well, ladies and gentlemen, the good Reverend Kay Renee has spoken this evening. Her sermon was so good, she even cussed a little in it. So, that's what makes it really good, when you add a little cuss in there, just a little cuss. If you don't put that cuss in there, they'll never get what you're trying to say. You see what I'm saying? You even spelled it, I think. So, that really threw them for a spin. When you get the spelling, they got to go, what'd she say? Oh, right. So, yeah. You did a great job, but thank you. You're absolutely right. And I do feel that women should have their choice of what they want to do with their bodies. Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, we want to welcome you guys to the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be here with you guys on a wonderful Wednesday evening. It is our Friday, but we'll be back on Monday night. And then after we do our Monday night show, we'll be on hiatus until May 23rd. May 23rd is when this show will return back. We'll get you ready for the holiday weekend. We'll get you ready for a lot of wonderful things, graduation season, all of that. So make sure you put on your calendar Monday, May 23rd is the return of the Real Chat Daddy show. And at any particular time you want to go back and watch encore performances, you can do it at the Real Chat Daddy show on YouTube or Facebook. Okay. And like the page, you guys. We'd appreciate
like
it.
And hit that bell.
Yeah.
That's the reminder bell. Hit that bell.
Right. And since it's Mother's Day weekend, tell your mammy, your grandmammy, dear, whatever
Auntie,
you call her, TT, whatever, right, whatever you call her, please tell her to subscribe as well, too. So, all right, that's what we need to do. All right, very good. Our first guest this evening is someone who has been with us many times before on the show. I became a friend of Sharon's many years ago. And once you become a friend of Sharon, she is your lifelong friend. She is one of the kindest and caring people I know. Sharon has been a humanitarian for a number of years, just giving and doing for people. If I'm not mistaken, Pastor Dan yesterday is her pastor. I think she goes to that church. If I'm not mistaken, I'm going to ask her about that. Yes, she's always spoke so well of her wonderful church. And I have now got to go out there with her one Sunday to visit because it was really, he was excellent yesterday at Mary D's service. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest tonight has written a wonderful book. This book, what did I do with it? Oh, Greatness is a Choice, Shifting, Reflections, Lessons, and Legacy. And this book is out just in time for Mother's Day. And this endearing book is based on Sharon's own personal experience. She's going to share all of that with us tonight. Here to help us to remember our moms if they're no longer with us is our good friend, the phenomenal Miss Sharon Rowe.
Yay! Hey, Miss Sharon.
Oh, wow. What do you say after that?
Oh, Sharon,
wow.
How are you? I love you. How you doing? Good. We are so glad to have
yourself.
We're good. Yeah, we're good. Sharon, happy Mother's Day weekend. I know it's a really hard time for you because you're just days off of your mother's passing. And then here we are, Mother's Day coming up. So I do want to wish you a happy Mother's Day. But how are you doing during this time period?
You know what? Actually, Art, I think I'm getting to a place where now I look at it as an opportunity to celebrate, because that's something I'll get into, talking about legacy. But I choose to believe I don't have to ever let go of my mother, because as long as I'm here, she lives within me, because I take her lessons and I take her with me wherever I go. So if you meet me, you meet her. So that's the way I see it.
I appreciate that. I posted a picture of you and your mother, and you two twins on that picture. So I believe that's beautiful. So let's talk about your new book. Congratulations, your debut book being released just in time for Mother's Day. Let's talk about what made you put this book together.
Well, you know what happened was it was actually sort of a fluke. What happened was during the pandemic, I decided I normally do a daily post. I like to always say something like happy, Monday, Tuesday, whatever. I like to try to be positive because I figure you're supposed to choose your day, or your day will choose you. And so this particular day, it was right before Mother's Day. And I was thinking to myself, it was during the pandemic and you know what, let me just post, because I know a lot of people are feeling anxiety. They're feeling like, I don't know what's next. And so I did a random post speaking that although it could be a painful moment, and I spoke about, losing my mom, I shared how losing my mother gave me an opportunity to be a blessing to somebody else. And that's the story. I had went into Walmart, and you know how you go in right before the holidays, they have the balloons, the flowers, the cards. And I was like, this really sucks. But then I said, you know what, how can I turn this around? And so when I was in the line and I was about to check out, I decided I was going to ask the young lady, it was a senior behind me who was, she was standing behind me, and I asked her, you know what, I really want to celebrate my mom, but she's no longer here. Would you mind letting me purchase your groceries for you? That way I get to celebrate my mom by doing something for somebody else. And she said yes. And when she said yes, she kind of got a little teary eyed. And I was like, I don't want anything. I just want to know, could you just tell me your name? And the coolest thing happened. Her name was Dorothy May. She said, oh, you're so sweet. You're just like my daughter, Sharon. And my name is Sharon. So when I posted that, it went viral and 800,000 people liked it. And then I got like 2,000 responses. And so it was so many people telling me about experiences that they had, similar to that. And I was so shocked because so many of them mother's name was Dorothy May. That shocked me too. But it was just so interesting because other people shared on how they celebrate other mothers or family members and how they do things so they can keep their mother alive. And I just felt comforted knowing that I wasn't alone.
Oh my God, how beautiful is that? A lot of us are in this boat of have lost our mom, and just to meet somebody like that in Walmart, just interesting. So what have you put in this book? I noticed you talk about shifting. We're living in a moment now where we've all had to learn how to shift and redirect our energy. Some people call it the pivot. I like how you call it shifting. What will we find in your book, Sharon?
Well, anybody who gets me will find out quick and soon I'm a Christian. And so I'm going to take that wherever you go. But I believe Christian is not that you got to have a bumper sticker or a t-shirt. It's how you treat people. And my mother was a strong proponent of how you treat people. A tree is known by the fruit it's bear. And so I try to be what I believe she would want me to be. So nobody's perfect, but I truly try to be what I desire to see in the world, the change I want to see. And so I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. And so that's something, a legacy. I think that's something that my mother instilled in me, to be kind, to put God first, that your mental health matters. My mother had postpartum because me and my brother are so close together. And so one of the things she always encouraged is don't be afraid to reach out for help, to talk if you need it. And so I kind of use that as inspiration because the last time I was on the show, and this is Mental Health Awareness Month,
That's
I
right.
had a best friend who committed suicide, and she was a judge and also a RN. So I think one of the things that we hold in, we don't talk because I think we come from a culture that we're taught to keep your business in your house and don't share and don't talk. And like that's a strong, like a badge of honor, but it's not. And so I think that's one of the things I would like to hope to share is it's okay to talk. I have a therapist and I have no problem with that because I think during the pandemic, it gave us a chance to reflect, to shift, to put things back in order, to realize you're no good to nobody else if you're not good to yourself. And you have to address your mental health. Mind, body, and
I love it. Everything you said is the honest to God truth. Kay Renee, do you want to go in? I see a lot of emotions in your face. Again, another excellent speaker that I'm really drained from just the beautiful things she said. And I'm not drained in a bad way, but my spirit is somewhat heavy because, it was beautiful. What do you think?
Well, first, Sharon, congratulations on your book. You know how you explained the experience you had at Walmart. I was thinking of this quote that was not by coincidence, as it's God's way of being anonymous to you. And we three, unfortunately, we share something in common, that our mothers are now spirit. Yeah. And I like to think that your mom in particular, when you finished typing that last word in your manuscript before it went to publish. I'm sure she was just like, job well done, my dear. I guess the question I want to ask you is, how has this book changed you?
Mm, mm.
What Well, you know what? I think my hope is it's not so much for me, but it's what I tell my daughter all the time, that when you have children, you try to put all your hope. It's like your heart is in your hand, and you want the best for them, and you want them not to have the hardship, the pain, the struggle, and things like that. So I shared a lot. I try to be as transparent as I can. In my book, I talked about rape. I talked about my date rape. I talked about losing my first child. The reason why I did that, I think, is because, again, a lot of times I think we suffer in silence and we don't talk about things. And that was one of the most beautiful things about my mother. She wasn't ashamed of anything. She was not perfect, but she believed, she said, "It's more room out than in." And so that was my thing. I wanted to pass on, it's okay to talk. It's okay to, you know what? Because I think sometimes people think holidays celebrate, but there's a lot of us during holidays, it's a somber time because we don't have our loved ones. But
That's
then I
right.
also want to take our pain and turn it into power, because
Right.
you, like I said, let me tell you, my 7-year-old daughter was the one that told me. She said, that's another story I share in the book. My daughter came to me after my mother had passed, and she had said, "You know what, Mom? You don't have to be sad. You know, Grandma told me she said she wanted to travel the world, and she did." And then the thing that was so significant, my daughter was only 7 years old, and I had never told my daughter that my mother was a twin. I never described what her twin sister looked like. My daughter gave me a peace that surpassed all understanding, because when she asked me, "Mom, why you never told me Grandma had a twin?" And guess what? She told me, "You know what, Mom? The houses in heaven are huge. The street." And see, the thing about it is, I never had this type of talk because my daughter was only 7. So when, if
Right.
anybody who knew me, who my mother's funeral, you would have thought I was at a family reunion, because I had
Mhm.
such a peace, because what she confirmed through my daughter gave me a peace that passed all understanding, that I miss her
Mhm.
dearly, but I know she's with me and I know she can see.
Wow. Wow. Just beautiful. Really beautiful. Kay Renee, anything else you want to come in with?
Well, I know who has always inspired you, but now that your mom is spirit, who continues to inspire you, Sharon?
I think I'm inspired every day. I try to look for the good, because it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have to be something spectacular. Just as long as
Mm-hmm.
I can make somebody smile, that's the goal for the day. Is try to
Mhm.
be good, try to serve. I think the best thing in the world is a person who has a servant heart, because we live in a world where people are really, really, unfortunately, selfish. And I don't believe
Mm-hmm.
that's the answer. You know, it gets to a point that you'll reach a point in life where you have the things, and you have that, and you realize things are just things. What really matter is people, and how you
Yeah.
treat them and how you make them feel. So if you
Mhm.
can do somebody smile, make them, because of the impact. And I tell Art this all the time. I met him at random, and he was so genuine and kind to me. I was working with foster children, and I was like, I need somebody to speak and do a fundraiser. And he is a wonderful person. And let me tell you, a lot of people, and everybody, I can't say that back, but Art is genuine and he's a kind person. And I believe that's what matters, how we treat people in
Amen.
the end.
Amen.
Oh my Lord, have mercy. I appreciate
Amen.
it. Thank you. Sharon, really, I appreciate you because you've been just a great person. I really, I've been talking to a lot of people lately that the biggest amount of fear, suicidal thoughts, just a lot of things have had to do with dealing with the death of that parent they were close to, whether it was father, mother, whatever the case may be, whoever that dominant parent was, they're having a tremendous loss. Have you ever thought about maybe starting a foundation to help people like that? Because I'm telling you, just in the last month, I probably talked to 9 people who are really going through it because of the loss of a parent. So, what can be done to help these type of people?
I think that's the one thing we need to do is one, listen, be an advocate, create an environment where it's safe and okay to talk. Because I do believe, like say, for example, like even with the book, when I first saw it, because it came out a little bit early, I was like, oh, I got to edit it and make some corrections. I think we're so concerned about image, how we look. Are we perfect? Nobody's perfect. Even if you were a billionaire, you still need air, you still need water. We all within need. So get over it. Get over yourself and realize it's nothing wrong with being human. To be human means to err. So I think if we could do that and then let people know, don't take a 5-minute problem and make it a lifetime problem. Because when you commit suicide, there's final. I had so many struggles because with my bestie from high school, Rhonda, when she committed suicide, she reached out and I was busy. So I learned to take time. We need to be in the moment. You go out now, you're in a restaurant, everybody looking down at their phone. You're missing the moment. And I'll never, ever forget, I went to a Layla Hathaway concert. And she said, you know what, all you up with the phones, that's nice and dandy, but you're missing the concert. And so ever since then, I put the phone down because you got to learn to be present, because as you record, you missed. So not to say you don't want that to be, every now and again, but learn to be present because we're missing now. Time is the only gift in life you don't get a refund on. So learn to appreciate the time. And the last thing I would say is my mother called me that Friday because she wanted me to come to a fundraiser. And I was like, Mom, I'm going to the Gaylet and Navy Pier. I'm going to pay for the ticket. I don't know if I'm coming. That replays in my mind over and over because family comes first. I can't say it again. And family is not just family. It's who treats you like family. So whoever you care about, you spend your time, your resources, and you support, because support should have a formula to it. It's not just what you say, it's what you do. Because my mother used to always say, love is a verb. She said, faith without works is dead. So put your love into action.
Oh, wow. Oh, God. How beautiful. Sharon, as always, you've done an outstanding job this evening. I can't wait for you to have your book signing. We're looking forward to being there and showing you some love. And look, I know Sharon, I want to help her do a fabulous book signing.
I love the cover, Sharon. You just glow. You really do.
So in order for you guys to get the book, again, the book is Greatness is a Choice, Shifting, Reflections, Lessons, and Legacy. And it's at Amazon.com. Sharon Rowe is the author of the book. Make sure you guys get it. It is really a wonderful, wonderful read. When she does have her book signing, we'll let you guys know about the book signing. Sharon, is there anything else you want to say tonight? The audience just loved you.
I just want to say, you know what? We all can make a difference and an impact. So why not do it? Hold the door. Listen. And the last thing, you know what? Don't forget about yourself. Health is wealth. Last thing I would say, I went to the doctor. One time I had a lump. And you know what? You insure your car. You insure your apartment. You do all those things. But a lot of times you don't insure and take yourself. Go and see, because prevention, an ounce of prevention is well worth it. Take care of yourself.
Oh, wow. How beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, humanitarian social influencer, now author of her first book, Greatness is a Choice, Shifting, Reflections, Lessons, and Legacy. The book is available on Amazon.com. Check out my good friend. Sharon, we just love you. Happy Mother's Day. And thank you for that just beautiful message of encouragement tonight. Bye. We love you. See you later.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Happy Mother's Day. Yay. That was incredible. Wasn't that amazing?
It was. It really was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
So
I
what
tell
in the
you.
world is coming up on K&K this weekend?
Well, we're going to continue the celebration of moms as we did our first last year. We featured a young mom and a seasoned mom, and we're going to continue that tradition. One of the young moms, she was a single mom, and now she's found the love of her life. And actually, her son is my godson. So
Oh, how wonderful.
he is just adorable. He just celebrated his 16th birthday. So, I've known this woman for over 16 years, and she talks about the struggles. But, the one thing that is very consistent is she truly loves her son. And then we have a seasoned mother who happens to be Miss Kim Coleman's mom, Miss Marietta.
Oh, how
I'm
wonderful. Her
looking
mother
forward
is a hoot. Every time I
Yes,
see her
she
across
is.
she's a hoot. The mother is just funny, spry as she wants to be. Oh, that's gonna be really great. Oh, how beautiful. Great job.
Yes. So if you get a chance, y'all, this weekend while you're shopping that last day Mother's Gift, stop on through 11 o'clock Central, noon Eastern, and 9 Pacific at Candid Conversations with K&K via Facebook and YouTube. And I believe a certain Chat Daddy, he just keeps growing and growing and growing because he wrote, I have an announcement to make. So go ahead.
What is you talking about, Willis? What is you talking about, Willis?
I know it. Somebody gonna be on the radio very soon.
No, yeah, okay. All right. So I did make an announcement today. Yay. That I will be a correspondent on Bonnie's Eye, which is heard every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. It is heard via the Omni Channel 95.1 Chicago app. So make sure you guys download that app. It is the heartbeat for soul, a lot of great music, great shows. But I'll be doing a who's who of what's going on in Chicago with Bonnie, from plays, dinners, conventions, concerts, all of that. We will be giving our review of what we thought. We be on this Saturday and really have a great conversation pertaining to Mother's Day. So yes, I'm excited. So next Monday when I come back, I'll have all the graphics to put up and all that good stuff.
Yay!
I know. Yay. It's wonderful. Thank you, darling. I appreciate you for that. You're so fabulous.
Yeah, well, back at you.
You're so fabulous, dear. Oh, Sharon just really touched my soul with that conversation.
Yes.
She really did. All right. For those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. Glad to be here for you guys. It is our Friday. It is also Mother's Day weekend 2022. This coming Sunday is Mother's Day. So whether your mother is here or not, do something to celebrate your mom. Do something, and you will feel tremendously better once you do it. Okay? Because you only get one mama. Mama. That's it. One. So yes, absolutely. Yeah. You might have multiple daddies. You might have multiple daddies, depending on who you are and how naughty you are, but you'll only have one mama. Okay, remember that, just one. Yeah, can't tend to be. People say, "Oh, I'm his mom now," and I like that because they're helping me to have a motherly figure. But your real mama, you only get one. So, all right, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. All right, coming up in just a little bit, we're going to meet 4 ladies from Los Angeles, California. They are known collectively as She Is You. And these women are on a mission to talk about a bunch of different things, but they're going to talk about marriage as seen through the eyes of 4 different women. And their stitch or their tagline is, "So you want to get married, huh?" I think that's interesting. So we're waiting on them to join us in just a little bit.
I think that's very interesting. We're gonna be kikiing for real tonight.
Well, here's the deal. That's the one thing. I've not been a bride, or I've not gotten married. So that, I'll probably be like doody during this conversation. I do have one great question I would want to ask the ladies, but other than that, I'm like, this definitely would be something for you, because I'm sure your mother had a big influence in you getting married. Yay or nay?
Let me just say this. She wanted me to not only get married, but she wanted me to have lots of cheering.
Really?
Yes, she did. She did not, even though I was an only child, she made it clear when I was younger. She said, Renee, I really want you to have more kids because I don't want you to be alone, because one day daddy and mommy, we're not going to be here. And my response to her was always, I said, Mommy, but God is with me. So if God is with me, I can't be alone. And she just smiled. But I knew in her mind, she was like, I just want Renee to have children. And so when I met my ex-husband, which she did not like, and she made that perfectly clear.
Even all the way up to the wedding day, she ain't like him?
Including the wedding day. I have to show you some photographs of our wedding, and you'd be like, ooh, Miss Claristine did not like you.
Oh my God. Well, okay.
Like
her influence didn't work too well on you.
Right. It didn't. But, there's a story. I can share this.
I'm sure.
There's a story. I will share this. I've shared this with good friends. I don't mind sharing it with us. But, in our 4th year of marriage, mom she said, okay, it's time for Renee to have some babies. Y'all been married for 4 years.
Right.
So we were at the time we live in Hyde Park. We were living in Hyde Park. We came over here, my home that I live now. And my mom, my mom was for those who know me and know my mother was a highly intelligent, very intellectual, but very reserved. But when it came to me, Art, all bets were off.
Oh, so absolutely. That's most moms.
We sat down and she just said, how come Renee ain't pregnant? Now, I know nothing's wrong with her. What's wrong with you? You shooting blanks?
Right.
When she said that, my dad and I had to go up to the kitchen because we were trying not to contain. We were trying to hold our laughter because I was like, did my mother just tell this man, is he shooting blanks?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Lord have mercy. I was just like, my dad and I were like, Renee, he's holding my mouth. I'm holding his mouth because we were busting up laughing. Of course, my ex-husband did not take it too kindly. She was like, I don't know what's wrong with you. She just kind of told him, I know my daughter is fine. Something wrong with you. You shooting blanks.
Oh my God.
Gracious. That's the type of relationship I had with my mom when I got married. But I'll tell you this, when I got divorced though, even though in her state, being in the nursing home, I said, Mommy, here the papers. She couldn't really speak, but when she saw that paper and she saw I was divorced, she raised that finger like,
wow.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, well, congratulations. You need to write a book too about, just navigating your way after divorce, all of that kind of stuff, because, the advice you give, it is just, real. It's raw. It's, so I don't know.
I'm going to do that because, we talk about Mary D. Her and I told her I was going to write a book similarly to, about just life. And she told me, she said, if you write this book, Karen, I will write the foreword.
Wow.
I never got a chance to do it.
Oh,
and I said, God. After that, if anybody tells me write a book, God dog it, I'm going to get to writing.
Okay. Well, I need you to get to writing because it's time for you to really soar again with another great book. I think it, much like what the Reverend said to you Monday night, it'll be a new lease on life. I finally feel as if I'm getting a new lease on my life. And so, I believe in reincarnation. I believe in, you come back 7 years, all of that, and so I feel as if this is my new season. And I'm very excited about what the season will bring.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited for me. So yes. And I will get to writing because there's so much that I want to do. And the one thing I will say this publicly, even though my ex we don't speak, and that's fine. The one thing he saw in me, he knew I could write and write very well. So I've always publicly thanked him for that. Whether he listened or not, doesn't matter. he saw that in me, and I'm going to continue it forward to the next level. So
now you know I got a joke behind that.
what you got a joke? What's the joke?
He knew you could write well.
Yes.
But did you see the writing on the wall?
I did not. Apparently not.
Oh, okay. You took that well. You took very good. Right.
Apparently not. Because if I saw the writing on the wall, we have a whole different conversation, Chat Daddy. So
right.
No,
look, I wasn't trying to be shady or petty, but I was just like, look, you're a great writer, but did you
I did not see the writing on, and probably deep down didn't want to see it until
right.
Honestly though, Art, the accident of my parents, that was it. That was like God saying, you know, he gives you a whisper.
Right.
They do this. That was like, bam, God dog it, Renee. Now, do you see? Can you wake up? Yeah, that's when the writing was on the
All right. Well, I was waiting on our next guest to join us. My battery is about to die in just a little bit. I guess the ladies, I know they were on West Coast time.
And that's 6 p.m. West Coast time.
Right. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll give it a couple of more minutes here. Wait. Right. A few more minutes. Right. Because you and I can talk about a whole bunch of things. I still want to go back. Oh, I was able to get another battery charge. Yay. Thank you, little baby Jesus. Thank you, little baby Jesus. Monday night with Reverend Dr. D. Darrell Griffin.
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Was so life-changing for me Monday night that I could not even sleep after we got off the air Monday night. There's so many things were going through my mind, my spirit, my soul. I don't know what to say. He's incredible. And what he delivered.
And we're going to have him back. And as I told Bonnie, when we saw her yesterday, she said, Karen, are you coming to my church? I said, I'm coming to the church to visit and listen to Pastor Griffin speak, because he was just so raw, so transparent, but so on point.
That's
and
right.
It was great to get confirmation, because sometimes you do know about yourself, but you kind of like, is this really me? Is this how I act? And I want to do the right thing and be the right thing. And then there are times you're like, God dog it, these Negroes getting on my last nerves, and you don't want to be mean. But at some point, we're in a different season of life, financially, spiritually, emotionally, than we were when we were in our 20s and 30s. And given with the pandemic, it just puts a better focus on what we need and what we want. I mean, I was so glad to know, which I had already known, I think you did as well, Art, that you and I, we're like the yin and yang. We get along very well. We have a great banter, and we just have a lot of fun. You know, there's a deep level of respect. Because a lot of people don't understand, when you don't have respect for a person, it's done. I don't give a damn what you do, who you do it with. If I cannot respect you, please don't look this way.
I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. All right. I just got a message saying that I guess our guests are in a green room, but they're not down here in our green room. So we're going to give it a couple of more. Right. I hope. Right.
Are they not in that green room behind you? Because I see green behind you.
Girl, if anybody in this green room behind me, we gonna have a problem. Like I even told you, if you ever see somebody walk past that door while we on the air, please, you understand me? And look, and if it ain't Pookie walking behind me, and Pookie know better, then you please.
Same here. If you see somebody walking by, you better call 911 quickly.
Right. I'm gonna be like, King Renee, somebody coming out your closet. Somebody is coming out your closet. Right. Yes, I agree.
I got something.
I agree. That's a mess. That's a hot mess. It really is. Oh my God, that is a hot mess.
I got something for them, y'all.
Yes. Hello there. Hey, how are you? I want to say hello to everybody. We got some new people that have joined us tonight. Aunt Debbie G, welcome. Hey, Wamelda. Hey, Joe Love. Shelly Shell. We appreciate you being here with us tonight.
Wait, Shelly Shell. Wait a minute. I may know Shelly Shell.
Oh, really?
I know that. I may know Shelly Shell.
Oh, okay. And of course, the Scorpio love. Hello, Scorpio
Hi,
love.
Scorpio love.
Sharon Rowe, you were a great guest. Hello, Preston.
Yes.
Debbie Green, our favorite. And of course, the fabulous Miss Wamelda.
Hi,
And
Miss Wamelda.
child, hold on. Talk. Give the nugget. Give the nugget. Girl, you know you're right. Give the nugget. Look, I need to deal with something. That's why I'm gonna put you on solo screen. So just
okay, that's okay. See,
I just need to make sure they got the right link.
That's why I love art, because we are very flexible. But we're going to do the nugget now as opposed to towards the end of the show. Today is Wise Words Wednesday, and here's the nugget. Remove yourself from anywhere you don't feel valued. And let me kind of upgrade that nugget, saying remove yourself from anywhere or from anyone you don't feel valued. It's Wise Words Wednesday. Hashtag always go where you're valued and not tolerated.
Oh boy, how great is that?
Because we in life, especially us as Black folks, we would like to stay. And sometimes it's not good to stay.
Yes.
Sometimes you need to just get up and say, deuces, I'm out.
Right.
Because you're not getting value. And that does not just includes with friends, that includes family, the ones who are biologically connected to you. Sometimes you got
Lord. I'm starting to see so much weirdness in people that it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. We are waiting in the studio. Okay, so ladies, did you click all the way through maybe? Because I'm telling you, we know which guests are here because they pop up at the bottom of the. Let me kind of give you guys. This is how we know guests are waiting on us or waiting for the show. Down. Oh, nobody can see that, but yeah, I have no idea. I apologize. I sent the link again, but just make sure you've clicked all the way through. Okay.
Uh-oh. See, this happens, we are a live show, y'all. And so, little ebbs and flows do happen. But know this, for those who have not subscribed to the Real Chat Daddy Show, you have the opportunity right now. Go to YouTube and Facebook, hit that subscribe button, and bang on that bell. So that's your reminder to get not only live.
Yay! I just heard a
encore performances. And I guess with that being said, y'all, I think we have some guests arriving.
We do. At least we have one guest that has arrived, and we're happy about that. Let me go back to my introduction page. I had got away from that. I was looking at a rib tip recipe. Right. I know that's a doggone shame. I was looking at a rib tip recipe. Right. I'm like, oh, it's about to be barbecue season. Let me get a good old rib tip recipe. Yes. All right. Yay. We have the ladies who are joining us now. We're excited. We had some technical difficulties there. That's the fabulous thing about doing a show like this. You play it by ear and you play it by the seat of your pants, and it ends up being a fabulous show, right?
And thank you for your patience, y'all.
Oh, absolutely. Thank God you and I are able to talk to people. You know what I'm saying?
Patience is truly a virtue. So we thank you for your patience.
All right. Very good. Very good. Well, let's introduce our guests. Everybody's here now. Yay. Very, very good. All right, Kay Renee, let me talk about these four ladies who will be joining me. These ladies are the creative forces behind a new book, a forthcoming book that will be released very soon. And the book is entitled, So You Want to Get Married, Huh? Sound like a question I would ask, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you for real? Like, showing up? We need to talk about this. Right.
Yes.
In November of 2020, and that was the height of the pandemic, these ladies decided, well, one of the ladies in the group decided to write a book about marriage, seen through the eyes of four of her good friends. So that's good right there. Great chemistry, all of that. They would take on experiences, marriage, talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. From divorce to newlyweds, these women are being hailed as a mixture of waiting to exhale mixed with the view. Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm
You
ready.
sure? Yeah,
I'm ready.
because the one thing I have not been yet is a bride. So I'm probably just gonna be like, Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the four creative minds. Isn't that amazing? I'm just gonna be like, so you want to get married? Welcome to the show, ladies. Let's bring them all in.
Hey.
Hi.
Yeah, everybody popping up.
Oh, there
They
I am.
jumping up there.
Yay.
Oh, I love that. Oh my goodness.
Hi.
Y'all bringing the diva.
Right. I have a
I
circle
love-
overload.
Hi.
Oh my goodness, they're
I
bringing
know,
the
wait.
diva in. Love it.
Okay, I am. Let me see what is going on.
We
I
can hear you.
Oh, we got you.
Yeah.
Let me
You
see.
can
Are
hear
you
me.
there?
The volume seems really low on my end.
Uh-oh.
Okay, increase it. Look, we all learning together. Increase it.
I
Hit the
know.
volume
Right.
up button. Yay.
Thank you. Yeah, my volume is all the way up. It's okay.
Okay, we can hear you clearly. You sound beautiful. Good evening, ladies. How are
thank
you? And
you.
welcome to the show.
Hey.
Hi, everybody.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
It is a pleasure, ladies. So I want to talk. Start off with Toni. Toni, how are you this evening? And glad you were able to get in and join us. Please introduce yourself and tell us how you started this wonderful group with these ladies. And I think by the end of this segment, you all will help me figure out whether I want to get married or not. So go ahead, ladies.
Okay, well, my name is Toni Pearson, aka Toni Reign. Can you hear me okay? My name is okay, perfect.
We can hear you.
Okay, wonderful. So about
Yes,
2
go
years
ahead.
ago, towards the end of, well, not the end of 2020, I felt a calling to write a book, and I felt it came from God. I believe it came from God, and it was very specific about what the content of the book should be about, which was marriage. And God gave me the women to write the book with, which are the women that you see here today. And so I told each of them individually, and I said, just pray about it and let me know. I'm excited about this project, and I would love for you guys to go on this journey with me. I believe it came from God, and the rest is history. I'm sorry?
Wow. So, congrats. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear.
No, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Lady, first of all, what a great testament that is. Somebody's internet, we're probably a little delayed. When coming up with an idea like this, what are the background of the other ladies involved? So do we have a once was married or twice was married? What makes this combination of women so unique? And ladies, introduce yourself and tell us what makes your combination so unique.
Well, I knew each of them, and I'm close friends with each of them, and we're all in relationships, and I just believe because of our different backgrounds, they can speak to it as well, but I believe because of our different backgrounds and our relationships, which are varied as the bio kind of states, I believe that was like the common thread in all of us, and just being able to share those differences.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on the screen. I am Aunt Debbie G, but they call me Debbie Rich.
Hey, Aunt Debbie.
Debbie G. Okay, and I've actually I was married twice. My husband and I, we always say that our first marriage is the marriage that we are in now. If I had to refer to the other one, I said the first person I said I do to, that was the first person to me that I really did not consider it a marriage because it only lasted for a hot minute, like literally a hot minute. And
Oh
I
my
think
God.
we all found out that we had that in common for the rest of us who was married that's on this thread right now.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Well, welcome. We appreciate you. Who wants to step up next and give us a comment?
So I'm Lucy Lou, and I'm Lucy, but they call me Lucy Lou. And I have been married 7 years. And it was my first marriage. This is my first marriage. My husband had been married twice. I'm his second wife, but of course I'm the first. And yeah, we've been married 7 years, and then when we started this, we only had been married 5 years, and I got married at the age of 45. So in that had its challenges within itself, being single for so long. So I think I bring, the singles perspective and also, first time married person perspective to the book.
Okay, well, very good, Lucy Lou. We appreciate you. Can everybody still hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
And last but not least, is that let me make sure I'm saying it correctly. That's what I thought, Miss O'Neill. Thank you, darling. Go right ahead and introduce yourself, and let's get
Hello,
into you.
everyone. My name is Natasha, but my friends and family call me Tasha. I am the newest divorce. I'm recently divorced, but my husband and I were together for 18 years. And I share a lot of experience from some of the difficulties and the challenges that we face in our marriage that brought us to that decision. And I also give a lot of hints and tips to women. I'm hearing an echo of how to sustain the marriage and learn from the mistakes that some of the things that took place in the marriage, to kind of help other people learn from those mistakes as well, sharing my testimony.
Very good. Well, Kay Renee, I'm going to let you start off with the ladies. You were once married. I've always just been a bridesmaid, never a bride. So I'm going to let you handle this conversation with the ladies, right? So go right ahead, Kay Renee.
Well, first, ladies, thank you so much for joining us. I am Kay Renee, and I have been married. I tell people, they say, "What's your marital status, Kay Renee?" Happily divorced. I have been married for 10 years. I've been divorced for 14. Pray God. And
I don't think they caught that.
What'd you say, Aunt Debbie?
I don't think they caught that.
I missed it. It went over my head.
Happily divorced for 14 years, but I was married for 10. First marriage for myself and my former husband. No children, even though if you get a chance to rewind earlier in the show, you'll see why I said I share a Mother's Day experience about that. But in looking back, I wouldn't change a thing because everything happens for a reason. I truly believe that, because every relationship that you go through, or it helps you grow. And I guess the first question I want to ask you, how has your relationship changed with your new partner for Miss Lucy? Well, not new, current partner, Miss Lucy Lou. For Miss O'Neill, that you were married the longest, 18 years. That's a life. That's raising from a child to 18 years old. That means they're adults. So how has your how have you changed throughout the relationship? With your current husband, ex-husband, if you're in a new relationship now, what lessons have you guys learned from that relationship?
Is someone talking? I feel like for me, I have learned a lot about myself. I used to tell people when I was single, because I was a chronic dater before I met my husband. Like, dating was my thing. Like, where are we going? Where are we gonna eat at? Take me to all the nicest restaurants. And so for me, I learned that I'm not as submissive as I thought. I really thought I was submissive. Like, that was the thing that I would say, oh, I'm submissive. until I got married, and submission was, part of, not the vows, but it's part of what you're supposed to do, and so I realized I'm not that good at it. So it's very challenging for me to adjust to another person's personality, being that I got married so late. I was 45, so I'd already formed my own thoughts, my own opinions. I was independent. I could do this by myself, but I'm glad I got you. So that was the challenge I had.
And for me, I kind of had the opposite experience. I got married very young. I was 25. And so what I was able to learn is to kind of let go of those unrealistic expectations of what marriage is supposed to be like. I don't know if anyone else can understand or relate, but I kind of had like this Disney idea of marriage.
Right.
Princess, or, come and save me. And so when life began to happen and we started to face our challenges, I had some difficulties, both of us. And so, what I share is the real deal experiences and how I was able to grow, how I dealt with those situations, and hopefully am able to share that experience with someone else so that they can learn as well. Give them the real deal, keeping it all the way 100, uncut.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I would
I like
say
that.
for me, I would say for me, I'm almost August 2nd will be my 14 years being married. And I'm kind of, hey, Lucy, I think in the beginning, I remember before I even married my husband, I was washing dishes one day and the spirit spoke to me and say, "You're not ready to be a wife." And I'm like, huh? What? I don't even want to get married again, But he just brought out a
Right.
great point, because the first person that I said I do to that it didn't work out, I was one of them women, you try to do everything right. I'm gonna cook your meals, the house is clean, I'm just gonna do everything right. He was like, you put it down, you doing this and that, but still at the end of the day you stepped out. So and then it makes you feel less than, because you feel like you've done everything right. You tried to be submissive, you tried to be all that, but in the end of that, it's just dealing with pains also from your past, because it actually affects your marriage.
Right.
And then from then I took a long break. I mean, like a 10-something break, 10-year or more break. And then when I was with him, I'm thinking, hey, I'm ready. God's like, you're not ready. I still had things within my heart that I had to deal with in order to be a wife. So he wasn't saying you don't know how to clean the house, you don't know how to cook or anything like that. He was like, you have some inside issues that you need to deal with. And so we talk about that in the book.
Yeah, we address a lot of those issues in the book as well. And I forgot to mention that I'm not in a relationship right now, but my kid's father and I, we have an excellent co-parent relationship. And so what I am able to share is how we both grown through this experience. So it's been a lot of work. And that's definitely one of the things that we say in the book, is that it takes work to make your marriage happy.
Wow.
And for me, I've been married.
All you ladies.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was going to say, for me, I've been married almost 17 years. First marriage, I got married at 35, and I thought I was perfect. I thought I was quite the catch. I'm smart. I'm attractive. I love God, and, and I'm submissive. Go me. I was my own fan, but, and I thought, oh, wow, we've gone to premarital counseling. We're winning. But then early on, we started to have problems in our marriage. We met. And within 3 months we were engaged, and in another 3 months we were married. So it happened very, very quickly, which I don't think is the problem. I think the problem is that I was super naive. My husband and I joke and say, had we known then what we know now, we would never have gotten married. But we have grown. We're continuing to fight the good fight and work through our issues. We're learning how to communicate a little bit better. And even through this process of writing the book, it has actually made our marriage a lot better. He was a little freaked out by the book at first because I was angry. I was very, very angry. And as I was hashing out a lot of different feelings, I was taking it out on him. I'm like, you changed me. I'm perfect. And what the hell, right? So it was a lot of things that had to work on about myself that I didn't recognize. And, you know, my sister Tasha told me when she got married, because she got married much earlier than I did, and she was like, marriage ain't for punks. So that's kind of like a subheading of our title. So you want to get married, huh? Marriage ain't for punks. And so that's what it is, you know. And so that's kind of like our plight to, you know, share experiences and hope that we can help other people.
I applaud all of you because it takes guts, and you're right. Marriage ain't for no punks. You better
really ain't.
put them big girl you gotta put them big girl panties on.
Yeah.
You gonna say I do. And I can tell you when I got married, it was funny when we exchanged the vows. When it came to me, I said, "You bet I do." My father looked at me and said, "You sure you want to do this?" So your ladies are on point, because marriage it's a beautiful thing. I will always tell people who are ready to get married. Marriage is a beautiful thing when it's with the right person. You hear in the Bible to be equally yoked. I didn't know what that meant when I got married. I know what it means now, being happily divorced. How about that?
How about that?
Okay, so that's the book. That's the book that Chat Daddy was telling you to write earlier. Right?
Right.
Okay. Right.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Okay, Chat.
And
You
look,
next.
ladies, I'm so silly. I thought equally yoked was married. You said what?
No, we're waiting for you, Chat.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Oh, I see. I said, I'm so silly. I thought equally yoked meant give you and your man the same portion of eggs. That's what I thought it was.
No.
I had to learn what equally yoked meant.
You thought it was 50-50
It
and not
could be
80-20, right?
Right.
It could mean that.
50-50.
80-20.
Right.
Sometimes it's
I love it.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Yes.
I love that.
right.
Our audio is delayed. Ladies, I do have a question for you. Audio is delayed. Okay, today to you ladies, if you're moms,
Thank you.
what influence? You're welcome. What influence did your own mother have on you getting married?
Absolutely none.
Right, me either.
My mom is an amazing woman. But my parents were divorced very early when I was a child. And so that was very hard for me because we ended up moving to a different state, and I felt that separation. And I always wanted to move back with my dad because we're very close. So for me, I never got the pressure from my parents to marry or do anything like that. But my dad never remarried after, his divorce with my mom, and my mom got married like 4 or 5 times. So imagine my confusion. I'm like, so do I or don't I? Like, I don't know. Right. So I just kind of lived my life. They always encouraged us to, be the best you could be and do what you do. So it was never pressure to be married, but I definitely struggled with that, seeing them.
Yeah.
So none. The short answer is none.
Very good. Who wants to go?
For me, my mom passed away when she was 37 and I was about 19. So for me, I didn't have, and I talk about in the book, Medea and Granddaddy, who were my models for marriage, but they didn't like each other. They had been married forever, but slept separately. But I knew, looking through them, what I thought submission looked like. So that's why I thought I could submit, because I saw that. But as far as seeing a happy marriage, I don't think I had any models of what that looked like. I knew what I didn't want it to look like. You know what I mean? And I didn't want it to look like that. I didn't want to be married, but not happy and not in love.
Okay.
Wow. Beautiful. That was great. Very nice. All right, let's move on to the next lady.
Debbie. Okay, so for me, I kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier. How I said, well, I don't want to be married. I think that actually came from my mom, who actually never got married. You know, she was with the person, they stayed with each other for years, but you know, she never got married. And I remember her and my sister telling me when I was in elementary, because I was a loner, they was like, you should never get married. You should never get married. And that continued on because they said I didn't want to be bothered with people. And they said, well, and if you do get married, marry a doctor because he'll always be gone, you know? And so actually they had a little bit of a point, but not that much, because I think everybody likes to spend that time with each other. And my husband right now, we both sometimes, he likes his space, I like my space. So we're actually kind of alike. So someone said, oh, he is like the male version of you. So that actually gets complicated sometimes, because if you're too much alike, you know, you kind of bump heads. But I think because they sowed that seed so much as I was growing up, I got to the point where it's like, I don't want to be married. I'll just go through life and, you know, and just be happily divorced from trying to get married. But, you know, I actually, you know, changed, you know, as I, you know, got older, and God was putting me around people that had marriages for 50 years, you know, so they were pretty much like my mentors are looking at, okay, marriage is not a bad thing. So I think that kind of opened my eyes to say, you know, I can get married. It's just, it's work like everything else. You know?
And for me, I grew up in a Christian home. There's a bit of a delay.
Wow. Very good. And last but not least.
Can we go?
Go ahead, Natasha.
Thank you. Okay. My mom always encouraged marriage. It was like, I had 4 sisters, and it was better to wed than to burn. Really, you know. She really taught against fornication and things like that. So we had really strict core values and principles about relationships and dating. And so that's part of the reason why I think I got married at such a young age. I was just 25. And so my mother instilled what she did for me was, and it wasn't a bad thing. I would say that it was not a bad thing. I said that because it's not a bad thing, but what she did was allow me to allow that foundation in the relationship as keeping God first. And so that was what kind of helped and sustained the marriage for those many years, is our relationship with God. So that's one of the wonderful gifts that my mother gave to me in marriage, was keeping God first. And so I was able to apply that into the marriage, and did as much as I could with God's grace. And to God be the glory. We are here today.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. What did you say, Chat Daddy? Because we couldn't hear.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I think there's a delay. Really bad delay.
Simply beautiful. I know we're on a delay, ladies. What were you gonna say, Kay Renee?
No, we were trying to hear you. Did you have any other comments for the ladies?
You guys didn't hear me?
No.
You still can't hear me now?
Yes,
yeah,
we can hear you now.
We can hear you now.
And it's okay. How can we continue to find and follow you, ladies?
Right now we're on
I did.
IG.
I said it. You didn't hear me?
You
guys
that.
Cannot hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, Kay Renee, just in the show.
Well, what Art has asked, how can we
just end the show for me.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He said in the show for him.
Well, before we do that, how can we all reach out to you guys when your book comes out? Where can we reach you through your social media contacts?
Yeah, so you can find us on both Facebook and Instagram. On Instagram, it's official. She is the letter U, not YOU, the letter U. And
Okay.
then on Facebook, it is just She Is You. And you will see our beautiful faces on both of our social media pages. So you'll know that it's us. We're scheduled to release May 13th. So, you guys can reach out to us on our social media pages to get that information.
Like and share our page.
Please.
Okay.
And
share,
on our page,
Like, share, comment.
and on our page, you can also reach
We
out to
definitely
Two Guard Media. Two Guard Media has our information as well. Mr. Kevin E. Ross.
Okay. Oh, we know Kevin very well. But ladies, thank you so much. We apologize for the delay. You gotta hopefully get a chance to come back. And if I'm ever in LA, I'm coming to see all y'all because I think we can do
Yes, we expect. All right, Kay Renee.
Yes, excellent. And please thank Chat Daddy for us.
Thank you,
This was
Chat
a
Daddy.
wonderful
Thank you so
opportunity,
much.
and
Thank
we're
you,
very,
Chat
very
Daddy.
grateful. We're very, very
thank you, all
grateful.
the
Thank you.
viewers as well. Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
tuning
viewers. Thank
in.
you, friends.
Thank
Family.
you.
Ladies,
Thank
be
you.
blessed.
Thank you.
Have a great Mother's Day. Giving you a virtual hug and congratulations on being authors. It is a beautiful thing. So, and again, when I come to LA, because I'm coming in September,
Look us up.
Look
in
us
the LA
up.
area, I'm
Look
gonna look
us
you
up.
up.
Look us up.
All right,
Please
ladies.
do.
All
Be
right.
blessed.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
God bless you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hiya, Debbie.
Bye.
Okay, now, now I'm just gonna say, have a great Mother's Day weekend. Stay safe. We will be back on Monday, and until then, be well. Bye.